Hello guys, good morning, and you're welcome to the module 2 of our complete web design course. So this is the first section of our second module in this web design course, and what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be going through our WordPress dashboard. Like, I want to give you a feel of what a dashboard looks like before you actually start designing your website. The feel of the things you can get in your WordPress dashboard, what is what and where is what. So with that said, let's go over to WordPress. Now remember, the last section of our module 1, I showed you how to install WordPress, and then I showed you two different links. The first link was the normal link, and then the second link was the link through which we could access our dashboard. And remember, that link was www. Or let me use you for example. Assuming you install your WordPress and then you decide to go to your admin, that's your WordPress admin dashboard. What you're going to use is your username .com/wp-admin. Now this is very important, because without this you won't be able to log into your admin dashboard. And you know, this is what you get once you arrive. You'll be told to put in your username and your password. Now my username and password are already there, so I log in. And we are in. So this is it. So for starters, this is what a fresh WordPress dashboard looks like. On this dashboard, nothing has been installed. It's totally new, like a newborn baby. Now the first thing I normally do whenever I come into my dashboard is, to the top right, I click on screen options and I remove things like health status, at a glance, activity, quick draft, and WordPress events, and welcome. So I try as much as possible to make sure I have a clean interface. Good. So that done, take a look at your left. You're going to see a black patch with so many different options, and that is what I mean by going through your WordPress dashboard, because that's what we're going to look at right now. So the first is your dashboard, and that dashboard is just what you've seen here, the dashboard with two boxes. You can add whatever you want to add for quick access. Now the second thing is the posts option. Now when you hover over the post option, you're going to see all posts, add new, categories and tags. Now this post option is very much important for bloggers. You get, the website is mostly a collection of pages, but then if you blog, you'll have to be making posts day in, day out, and that is where the post option comes in. Very important. You can look at all your posts here. You can add a new post by clicking on add new, and then you can categorize your posts. Let's say you blog about weddings, so you blog about traditional weddings, you blog about white weddings, you blog about court marriages. So you categorize your posts into these three categories. You set your posts into these three categories. As you can see on the dashboard, there's a title, post author, post categories, the tags, comments, and dates. So depending on how you categorize your posts, and which is very important, so you can arrange things that they look neat. Now done with posts, the next thing is your media library. You click on it. Now this media library is important. Basically everything on the left is important, but then let's talk about the media library now. The media library is somewhere where you get to load in your pictures, your videos. You know, when you're building a website, you're trying to build something attractive, something appealing. So there are going to be pictures, there are going to be videos. Now The way I start my own website creation is this. I already have the write-up, I already have the pictures I want to use, I already have the videos I want to use. So more or less, I come to my media library, I click on add new, you can see drop files to upload. So everything, all the pictures I need are already in the file. So what do? I click on select files. So let me assume that I need this picture, new folder. What do? I click on new folder and I click open. Select everything here. Open it. You see, so the pictures move into my media library at once. Now this is important so that when you start building, things move fast. You don't have to go pick pictures, come back, pick pictures, come back. So that is it. The next option is pages. Now, like I said earlier on, a website is simply a collection of pages. You can have 100-page website, no problem. You can have a 50-page website, no problem. You can have a 1-page website, no problem. So depending on what your content is all about, what your website is all about, this determines the pages, the number of pages your website should have. So this is the basic dashboard for pages. If you want to add a new page, you go to add new, click on add new. And we're in. So because this is a fresh installation, you're going to be seeing so many pop-ups. I will talk about the block editor later. So this is it. You add your page title, you start editing. We'll come to this later. So done with pages, the next thing is comments. So assuming you run a blog or you attach a blog to your website, you can enable the comments option. From the comments, you have the ability to approve comments or disapprove, or you can even set your comments to automatically do what? Approve themselves. Now we're done. The next thing I'm going to show you is very important, very important, the appearance option. Now this appearance option happens to handle what your website appearance looks like. Now I hovered on it and you can see the options. You have the themes option, customize, widgets, menus, background, theme editor. Now because we're just having a feel of what a dashboard looks like, I won't go into this explicitly now, but then within this module I'll explain these things. The next thing is plugins. Now plugins are basically softwares that help you build your website fast, and that's the beauty of WordPress. Install, click and drag plugins, and by the time you're done, you have a brand new website capable of doing what you want it to do. So that is it. Now you have plugins. I click on it. There are already 2 plugins here. You want to add a new plugin, you go to the top, click on add new. Yeah, this is more like a plugin repository. Now if the plugin you seek for is not here, you can click on upload plugin and then you drag and drop the file to upload. So that is it. We'll still come back to plugins. The next option on your left is users. Now this users is very important in the sense that you can actually have 5 persons using your website. Yes, so one person is a user and is the administrator. The other person is who is in charge, is the guy in charge of dropping posts or making edits to your website. But then the bottom line is you can assign different users to this website in different ways. Now let's go through this. I want to add a new user. You've seen the username which is required for the person, the email required, first name, blah blah blah, websites we already know, show password we already know. Now look at what I said by what I mean by you can assign different users. Look at this, you have around 5 different users: subscriber, contributor, author, editor, or administrator. These 5 users can actually have access to your WordPress backend, depending on who and what you assign to whom. Good. So tools. Okay. I don't really use much of this because it's not really very important for me. So, but then you need to know that the tool option exists, and so depending on what you want to do, though I don't really see much need for it yet. But then you can always check your site health from the tools section. Very, very important. By the time we install plugins, you're going to understand what I mean by this. So the site health is good, still in a good health. Settings, very, very important. Very, very important option. Now the general settings, the writing, the discussion, the media, the permalinks, and then your privacy. So we're going to do something on the settings section immediately. So I click on settings. Now for every new website, once you log into your dashboard, the first thing you do is go to your settings. You need to change certain things. Now those things are your site title, I'll leave it the way it is. My tagline, I'll leave it the way it is. Your WordPress URL is already the website you're working on. Administrative email address, no problem. Membership, if people need to register on your site, then you have to click on this and enable it. But because no one needs to register here, I'm going to disable it. Good. Now new user default rule. My default rule is admin. Site language is English language. Time zone, I'll leave it like that. Date format, I prefer August 14, so the way it is, no problem. Time format, 6:18 AM, no problem. Your week, does your week start on Monday or does it start on Sunday? My week starts on a Sunday, so I change it to Sunday and then I save my changes. Good. I click on writing. So default post category, just the same way I talked about the posts. For your blogs, your default post category currently is uncategorized because we've not established categories. Now the default post format will be in standard. Always leave it at standard. Your mail server will be what it is. Everything here is okay except this, which we already left the way it is. We save changes. So at this point we come over to reading. Yeah, this is where you set what your homepage looks like. Now if you run a blog, you might want to leave it at just latest post, but then if you have a multi-page website, you have to select static page, then come to home page, select a page, definite page. So because you've not started building this website, there's just one sample page here and we're not going to select it. We're just going to leave it that way. Good. So how many blogs show at most? 10 blogs. Good. Notification feed. Good. Each post in the feed includes a summary, not a full text. You click on summary. That is if you are attaching a blog. But then I prefer setting up all these things immediately so that by the time I start work, probably I might want to add a blog, I might not want to add a blog, but it all depends. Now search engine visibility, very, very important. You do not want to discourage search engines from indexing the site, so you do not need to enable this button. So we save changes. The next thing we're going to look at under the settings option is the permalinks. Good. Now this is where you set what your permalinks looks like. So what do I mean by permalinks? www realzkite.xyz dot something 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 whatever. Now look at your screen. You have realzkite xyz question mark IP equal to 123. No, I don't want something like this. I normally use post name because it is very easy for people to remember. The first thing you need to consider when building your website is having a unique URL, something people can always remember. And so in line with that, we have to choose post name, because from what I see here, from what you're seeing, it's very important, very simple to understand. So realzkite.xyz slash about us slash contact page, very simple. Or like slash archive slash 123. Once the numbers enter there, it becomes hard for people to understand. So that is it. We save changes. So with that, we have come to the end of this section. Remember, the basic thing we did here was just have a feel of our dashboard and then change some settings from the settings option. Those settings we did change were the general settings, the reading settings, and then the permalinks. These are very important. So in the next section, I'm going to introduce you to something very important about WordPress. I hope you stay with me. Take care.